Hello and welcome. Let's begin with our virtual housekeeping. Mute your mic when you're not speaking. Please have your video turned on at all times. If you want to be anonymous and keep your video off, you're more than welcome to do so. Please use your headset if possible, especially if you're in a crowded and noisy area. To ask a question, use raise hand button. Usually you will find this button on your Zoom control bar. Alternatively, you can use the chat box and ask your question as well. For high resolution of this video stream on Zoom, use the switch to share content button on top left of your screen. With the experience that we had with Zoom, the legibility of text presented in the presentation is much clearer on a screen size of 12 inch or above. So we will appreciate if you use the 12 inch or above screen size for legible text. Hello and welcome to you all. My name is Vishal and this is our cohort for APMP, that is Association for Proposal Management Professional. If you are a bid professional, in simple words, you do tenders, you do bids, you do proposals, or a business development manager, or a professional who is into business development, this is the organization for you. This organization has a body of knowledge which we study every Saturday for 15 minutes, and we try to glean the information from the body of knowledge, and we try to perhaps imbibe them into our daily practice when it comes to doing our bids. And while we are reading this body of knowledge, it starts to dawn on to us that what we are studying in the body of knowledge is actually the best practices. If you do these best practices in your bid management, in your proposal management, or for that matter in business development, it does help you out at a large extent. It gives you a confidence that yes, you are doing something which the industry itself is doing. You're not doing something like trial and error, and you're not reinventing the wheels from doing things from scratch. Though it might give you a lot of happiness if you are just building, if you're finding out solutions for your day-to-day problems in the bid management, bid management and proposal management. However, if you go through the body of knowledge, you will find that there are ways in which you can actually avoid those problems, and you will find out also that these are natural things that are supposed to happen in your bid management process. For example, conflicts is one of the things that we will see if we can cover it today or maybe in next session. Is one of the things that you need to address, especially in the negotiation stage. And what we are studying at the moment is the negotiation stage as well. So welcome to you all. This is our session number 34th, and you all are welcome to it. Let's read through. We are at the focus on the customer knowledge area at the moment. So if you are an APMP member, you have the free access to the body of knowledge. It's not published as a book, it's more or less published like Wikipedia, but yes, these are the key topics that are covered in there, and we read perhaps all these knowledge areas one by one, and in verbatim if possible, because at times what happens is, due to selective reading, there might be an interpretation of the body of knowledge, what is written in there, which might lead to wrong interpretation of the text. So we try to avoid that. We try to read the body of knowledge as it is. So we are at the moment at negotiation strategy development, and we found out there are in our previous sessions, if you have not, if you were not in our previous sessions, you are more than welcome to go through my LinkedIn page. We have all these published over there, or you can join our WhatsApp group, and in that WhatsApp group we keep posting our YouTube channel link, and we are at the YouTube on YouTube as well. Just to give you, it is tinyurl.com/fire book club. That's our YouTube, and we are at the moment live on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Besides people being joined on Zoom as well. So you can go through the previous sessions as well, and we do on demand replay our older sessions as well in our live sessions. Usually Saturday is a live session on demand. Okay, my bad. I was just checking my. So we do that as well. So as far as the 4 stages of negotiation process is concerned, there are 4 stages of negotiation process. One is, of course, before you go for to do a negotiation with the client, of course, prepare and plan, understand, gather information, leverage. What are your leverage points? What are you understand the people at times? We have been keep saying that usually a purchase, a buying purchase, or a purchase that is done between B2B, let it be B2C, or any of those sorts, they are usually emotionally driven. It's an emotional bend to the purchase. Yeah, you have those technical submissions done over there. You have done your commercial submission as well, but it's at the end of the day, the client have all the rights, especially in the private sector. They have all the rights to overlook and underbid on commercial, and still they might want to go ahead with the price that is higher. If they feel, again, when the moment I said the word I say feel, it's the emotional bend to which they agree that yes, the bidder or the proposal man, the bidder has actually understood their problem areas, had addressed the hot buttons very clearly, and their bid is more inclined towards them. See, at times the RFP that is floated out in the market, who are floating them out? There are these procurement people who are actually bidding these out. I'm talking about in the domain of construction, more or less. So these are the procurement team might go out and they start floating out inquiries and biddings and all that, and they at times, due to paucity of time, they might not be able to write in the bid in a way which it's actually telling to the client, to the tenderers or the bidders, what they are actually looking for. So it is those unwritten words in the bid that we need to have the information for, so that we can use them, and that is what one of the capture management process is. There is a capture process as well in the body of knowledge, which one should actually leverage upon, and that's what are the plan. If you see that is what we covered our stage 1 already. We have covered that already, and know your objectives and all. So that next comes your so that's one of the strategy development. You can call it a template, you can call it whatever you like, but that's one of the ways by which you can capture your value. You can capture your prepare and plan. Then you have to open the negotiation, then you bargain and close. Now remember this, there might be some stormers in your negotiation process. Now these stormers, the moment they walk into the negotiation meeting room, they say your bid is not correct. Now remember this, and we will cover that in our next slide. Those stormers, these are stormers. They want to rock the boat. They want to see how well prepared you are, and they want to make sure that you stand your ground. So that is where they will come and they will say, your solution is not right, or perhaps your price is like twice the price of the other bidder or XYZ bidder, or anything out of the blue. They might come and they start rocking your boat. So no matter what, keep your cool, keep your calm. You establish your credibility by you cannot ignore a stormer in a negotiation meeting, but you can always try to pacify him, because he's the person who is getting the information out. There are other two person also in that meeting, or perhaps all these are one single person, but there are two people more. One is the analyst who has all the numbers with him, and the other one is actually the one who's going to put the pen to the paper and sign off on the dotted lines to make this deal happen. So those people are usually calm and quiet. They will not talk much, and they will only have a certain question which the stormer has not asked. Now these people, stormers, they have their own, they have different wording. That word does not come from the body of knowledge. I'm just saying that out of experience. So, and then you start demonstrating confidence in your position, that even if your so-called stormer has said that your solution is not correct, your solution is not working for them, you demonstrate your confidence in the position that you have taken. You tell them that, for example, I come from the fire industry, and in the fire industry they ask for a sprinkler system, and which is for a high-rise building, and you want to propose a water maze system to them. Just giving an example. I'm not discussing pros and cons of it. And you give them the facts, that how the client, perhaps there's a technological advantage, perhaps quantifiable advantages that you can tell them in numbers, and that's where you demonstrate your confidence in your position, and of course demonstrate trust in them also. The moment he's saying your price is twice, show trust. Maybe he's right, you don't never know, but there is a reason your price is high, right? So there you go. Then the third stage is bargain itself, where actually the rubber hits the road, and there is a two-way of doing it, and of course we discussed in our last session as well. There are the bargain goes into a competitive or a collaborative. So the competitive one would be win-lose. The client wants to win, and perhaps he wants to penalize you for bidding for them, or perhaps they want you to take the brunt of actually bidding, and of course take the losses, if there are any, by yourself. Okay, so, and that's a very short-term goal for them. So if that is the case, just understand this client has a pressing need, and he is or they are not looking for a long-term relation with your organization or for yourself as well, and they only look for their gain. That's it, as simple as that. Where there is on the other side, there is a collaborative process as well, wherein bargain perhaps, wherein both the sides do a win-win. And most of the organizations that are looking for a long-term relation would more or less who have more or less will be going for a win-win situation. You also win as a bidder, and they also win as a purchaser or a buyer. And there are quite an organizations out there, especially in telecom industry, software industry, you will find many. In construction industry, you will find many who are known for this. They are known for this. They will know that your bid is too low as far as commercial is concerned, or too high as far as commercial is concerned, or not complying with the technical, and perhaps they will as well ask you those questions. Maybe they will not give you a straightforward or an explicit pointer that, hey guys, I don't feel so that you are 100% compliant on this one, on your compliance matrix, but they will give you hints over there. So the collaborative organizations, they are more easy to work with. Perhaps they want to work with you for a longer term, and these are the customers that you should be retaining for a longer time. And of course, there are 4 key bargaining principles. Let it be competitive or collaborative. Don't give out without getting. And of course, this is coming as it is from the body of knowledge book and of course, any good negotiator will also say that, yeah, that's true. Be aware of other parties' deadlines. Perhaps they are asking you to crash your project plan because they have a deadline for perhaps, let's say, a statutory requirement they want to comply with. So you can tell them, hey, Mr. Customer, yes, we can do that, and we can squeeze our project execution. However, it will need to be added more, of course, more resources into it, or perhaps new technology, perhaps whatever. So you quantify that, and if the customer is happy enough, maybe that risk he's trying to mitigate is worth enough this money, and of course they can come along with you. Be prepared for settle for what's fair, okay, and of course be prepared to walk away. But just remember, though these points over here are not in the sequence of what you should be doing, but remember, you should be always be ready to walk away. That also shows a lot of confidence in your solution, and a lot of confidence of the organization that yes, we are here to do a trade, yes, we are here to do business, but we have the ability to walk away as well, since this will happen mostly in the competitive competitive way of bargaining when they are trying to do it. Now, the last one of these 4 phases or stages is close. Okay, and just 1 minute, I just realized that the wheel of close, which is going outside of the slide, and I will just do that for you very quickly, and here you go. So there you go. So there are some closing points which are subtle hints which the client starts putting on to you. Hey guys, we want to close. Hey guys, we want to close. And be it after the bargain, of course it will happen after the bargain only. And those are these signs that are mentioned on your screen. You can see these are the closing signs given by them. And close it in a very calm and professional way, in a way that, of course, you're going to come tomorrow again to this client, and of course maybe try to crack another deal. Okay, so your difference is when you see that the closing signs, and when you, let's say you have 4 differences with them. There were 4 points which were, they wanted perhaps a 5-year experienced engineer, and you wanted to ask them to, sir, we have a 3-year engineer who has a similar experience on your domain, and you can, use the same guy. And they say, okay, fine enough, we will use that guy, because at the end of the day, you're passing all the cost benefit on to them, right? So you can see that differences are closing down. So of course that's the closing, one of the closing signs. Your objections are fading away. Okay, party starts drafting a final agreement. That's a very good sign. Party starts making tactical change. Okay, and party requests break before final commitment. So of course, which may, in law firms they will do this a lot. Actually, they will take a break. And that's not from my experience, that's from a colleague in the bid industry, where they do a lot of statutory compliance, and usually, and the law firms are also involved, and then usually they will go for a break before giving a heads up. So you can understand that, yes, hey, something is about to happen now, and things are about to close. I think we have overshot our time today. The last is deal with conflicts. What we will do is we will pick up this part from the focus on the customer knowledge area in our next session. With this, we come to the end of our session today. You have been a very awesome audience, and if you have any questions, observations, or perhaps you want to share your experience, people on Zoom simply can unmute themselves. People on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook, type in a comment into the comment box, and I can read that to to the audience, and you're more than welcome to write that at a later stage as well. Okay, let me just check on my Zoom window. It seems to be fine. There is nothing coming in there. Nothing on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook as well. Okay, so up until next Saturday, you take a very good care of yourself and get prepped for the holiday seasons. Holiday weekend, perhaps next week would be, holidays would be just about to start in many parts of the world. And take good care of yourself. Bye bye. See you next week.